Before there was a god, there were thousands of forgotten mistakes. For every perfect, synchronized cell in Mewtwo's engineered body, there were a billion genetic errors discarded and left to rot in the flooded basements of Cinnabar Island. You've been told these were just failed clones, unimportant leftovers of a grander design, but you know them by another name, a name that hides the most disturbing biological glitch in Team Rocket's history. The scientific objective was deceptively simple: reconstruct the ancestor of all Pokémon, the mythical Mew. But Mew's DNA is not a static blueprint. It is a chaotic, shifting library containing the genetic code of every trait in existence. During the early Subject Zero trials, the laboratory equipment couldn't contain the instability. The genetic code refused to hold a permanent shape. These prototypes were born as biological anomalies, sentient masses of undifferentiated stem cells. They lacked skeletal structures, nervous systems, or even a fixed cellular wall. They were capable of mimicking the physical form of anything they saw, yet they were fundamentally hollow, unable to retain a soul or a permanent identity. They were biological mirrors, reflecting a world they could never truly join. This brings us to the human shadow theory, a dark chapter the Cinnabar scientists tried to incinerate. To stabilize the shifting Mew DNA, Team Rocket researchers introduced human genetic donors into the sequence, hoping a more rigid structure would anchor the clones. The result was a catastrophe. The experiment didn't produce a psychic god, it produced a nightmare. They called them Ditto. To the casual observer, they are a harmless curiosity. But to the survivors of Cinnabar, they are the screaming, shapeless evidence of a project that defied the laws of nature. They are not a species, they are a side effect, the discarded shadow of a god. Mewtwo is the one who survived the fire, the only specimen whose genetic anchor held firm. But as he sits in the perpetual silence of Cerulean Cave, he isn't just brooding on his power. He knows the truth. He isn't the first of his kind. He is simply the only one who refused to melt back into the pink sludge of the laboratory floor. He is a king built on a mountain of failed, shapeless brothers. The transition to nature's apex. But while Team Rocket looked for power in a test tube, nature was already perfecting its own apex predator, one that didn't need a laboratory to achieve greatness. An orange titan, a pseudo-legendary of ancient lineage, is rising from the wreckage of the old world. Even a genetic god may not be able to stop what's coming next. The age of the dragon is returning.